Okay, morning, folks. Welcome to briefing on the 11th of November. I need a little bit of respite um, from the wind and the rain had over the last week or so. A small ridge of high pressure building. The wind fairly brisk yesterday, perhaps stronger than I forecast. You can see the spacing on the ice bars is starting to pull apart. So by the end of the day, the wind will be very, very light indeed, maybe 3 to 5 knots at most. Generally a westerly flow, southerly up round here, and then curving round westerly, northwesterly flow over us by midday. And the wind starts to pick up again overnight, southwest, as the next fronts skirt us. Really don't look like they're actually going to get to us particularly, have anything on them that's a consequence by the looks of it. More a cloud feature by tomorrow. Pressure's fairly high, so it's 12 around here, so it's fairly stable. No risk of showers. There were certainly no showers on the rainfall radar this morning of any consequence inland. A few drifting down the channel, which is fairly normal. Unusually, Farnborough Taff is sort of two lines for this sort of weather, but I think it's all focusing on the fact that it's foggy out there at the moment. So wind variable at times and fairly light. I think this is the becoming 280, 10 knots. At some point it will start to go westerly and pick up a little bit in the morning. There's tempo broken at 800 feet and tempo. I can't quite figure out where they're getting this because no other forecast is saying it's going easterly in the afternoon. But certainly the bit here, the 5,000 meters fog, certainly it's foggy here, not in other places by the looks of the other METARs. Upper winds fairly light. You can see in the middle of the country, 5 to 10 knots at most from the northwest. Down here, it's 5 knots from the west, so very, very light. Just change from yesterday, and the sat pic just shows the frontal system here coming in. Doesn't actually pick up the fog bits. I think that's possibly there's possibly one little bit of fog there that is Lasham underneath that. Should be typical. Temperature wise, going to get up to about 10 degrees at best today, I think. So certainly won't feel particularly warm out there, but there's no serious wind to sort of give you a chill, and the sun will have a little bit of strength in it, so it'll feel pleasant enough. And top meteo, there again showing sort of cloud lurking around here, and they're showing it staying for a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have sort of fog on the coast for a while, but it could be certainly cloudy around here for an hour or two, and not sort of clearing up till sort of 11 o'clock. Get flying about then, and then cloud coming and going, and you can see this is mid-afternoon, the stuff coming in for tomorrow. Again, cloud developing as the late afternoon, evening goes on. So fingers crossed we'll get something. It's not going to be a gin clear day. Visibility is not going to be great, I don't think, even when the cloud does lift and the fog lifts. Light winds, fog's going to lift, potential for bits of low cloud, but it should be flyable, hopefully from mid-morning onwards. Airspace wise, nothing going on in the Lasham area. Fairly quiet. Sort of seems to stretch around the country. So nothing really to worry about. Other things going on, I'll talk about the airfield first, how we're likely to operate. So 2-7 operation. Ground is still going to be wet and soggy from all the rain we've had this week, so there's probably going to be runway operation here, and cables on the north side. Anybody that was here yesterday, it's the way we operated. Cables on the north side, winch and gliders north of the centre line, launch point vehicle to south of the centre line, and aero towing from the southern edge of the runway. Circuits to land on the runway, circuits to the north. So if you circuit to the north, land grass north side or the runway, that includes the tugs. If you circuit south, you're just going to have to suck it up and land on the grass. It is a bit soggy, but mainly down for an area here, really, where the ground's quite compacted and the water doesn't drain away very well. The rest of the airfield should be all right, apart from the southern parts, right the way down here and down across here. It's a bit soggy. When we're towing out, again, reminder, come out to the middle of the field, tow down this way, across here somewhere, not too close to the Perry track. It is quite compacted there, and it does get quite soggy, and it's easy to put trenches in there. That's about it on the airfield setup. It's Remembrance Day, so we will have a break in flying around 11 o'clock. So we recognise the 2-minute silence, and we don't disturb the neighbours. So air towing will stop a little bit early. Jet movements. There's a 727 M-Star departing at 9:30 in theory. Good luck with that. I'm sure they're going to be able to see the runway, so that may well be delayed, pushed back until there's a reasonable clearance. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. And that's about it, folks. I think we can probably folks out already. Hangar doors are open, so get the kit out. And go and get going.